Hey chat, how are you? So, I read the Tom Selleck autobiography entitled You Never Know, published 2024. Tom Selleck, handsome mustachio fellow, he of Magnum PI and Courtney Cox's boyfriend and friends, and Three Men and a Baby, Three Men and a Little Lady, Quigley Down Under, and Blue Bloods, which has been on the air since 2010. That's right, 15 years of Blue Bloods. I guess Friday night CBS is the place to be. But I read his book. Well, I didn't read the whole book. I started when he started writing about Magnum PI. Because when it comes to celebrity memoirs and autobiographies, I don't like to read about their youth because I don't care. It's always, I wasn't popular and my mommy was mean to me. Okay, we get it. Same, bro. You never know. A memoir published in 2024. Here are 7 fun Tom Selleck facts. Number 7. He plunged 30 feet off a parking garage in a Jeep and he remained unscathed. So what had happened was he was teaching his son how to drive stick, and they were tooling around in the Jeep. They decided to go get something to eat. They park on top of a 3-story parking car garage in Hawaii where space is limited, and son messes up something with the clutch or whatever, and so it goes through the barrier, the wall that at the edge of the parking garage, and whew, right into a trailer, which broke their fall. That was sitting there, usually not sitting there, by the way, and Tom Selleck was fine. Oh, he's like Chuck Norris and stuff. His son, they took him to the hospital, but he also remained mostly unscathed. By the way, his son, All-American volleyball player for USC. So yeah, he survived a 30-foot parking garage plunge in a Jeep. He is like Samuel L. Jackson in Unbreakable. He's invincible. Invincible, I say. Fun fact number 6. The shorts. Magnum PI's shorts. That was Tom Selleck's call. Because he knew that guys on TV didn't wear shorts, but guys in Hawaii did. So to make it authentic and native to the islands, he decided that his character should be in shorts often. Now, as to the length of the shorts, well, that was just the style then, and he didn't know that shorts would become longer, get to the knee, and then even lower and baggier. But hey, man, it was the 80s, and skies out, thighs out. Number 5, fun Tom Selleck fact. The Magnum PI season premiere, the pilot, the first episode, debuted at number 8 in the ratings. And what percent of televisions in America were tuned in to Magnum PI? Number 8 in the ratings. 36% of televisions in the United States of America were tuned in to Magnum PI, Tom Selleck's shorts. Okay? That's crazy. We will never see numbers like that again. I guess except for the Super Bowl, where about half of TVs are tuned in to the same thing. But those days are gone. I do miss those days because you knew about shows. You might have not watched Seinfeld, but you knew what Seinfeld was about. You knew it was on NBC. And if someone wanted to yap your ear off about it, you could roll along with it and kind of get what they were talking about. But now it's like, what's that show? What streaming platform is it on? Oh, I don't have that. Oh, well, let's never talk about TV again, shall we? Number 4, the scripts, Magnum PI scripts, were written in Los Angeles. And so oftentimes, how would they get them? Well, oftentimes they wouldn't have a script in Hawaii. So they would need to get the scripts from LA to Hawaii. And also rewrites. They would be rewriting the current script. And so how did they get those scripts to Hawaii next day? On the 11 p.m. Pan Am flight. That's right. They flew scripts from Los Angeles on the 11 p.m. Pan Am flight. And if you didn't make 11 p.m. Pan Am flight, you were ass out of luck, yo. Sometimes it didn't make it. And that's when Tom and crew would sit there with their hands on their hips and kind of make things up. Like, I guess we should film me getting out of a car. Number 3, Fun Tom Selleck fact. He was cast as Indiana Jones. Yeah, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg said, the part's yours, bro. And they did wardrobe with him, costume fittings, and they were like, he said, well, I'm about to start Magnum PI. And they were like, don't worry about that. We'll figure it out. But as the shooting Magnum PI came closer, Indiana Jones, Steven, and George, they just couldn't quite work it out, the scheduling wise. So ultimately, they went with a young upstart named Harrison Ford. But yeah, the movie was his, and he was the star. But he never took for granted that he was on a hit TV show. Although at that point it hadn't started yet, so he didn't know it was going to be a hit TV show. But he went to go see the movie. He loved it. He loved the script initially. That's why he wanted to do it. But yeah, he could have been Indiana Jones. And he said he watched the movie, and at times he was like, I could have been in this, and I would have done this, and I would have done that differently. But nevertheless, he loved the movie, and he understands that he didn't get the part, and he's fine with it. Fine, he says. Number 2, Fun Tom Selleck fact. In 1986, Magnum PI was unseated from the top 10 ratings by The Cosby Show. That's right. Cosby's first season, they were number 3 in the ratings. Magnum bumped out of the top 10 all the way to the 15th. Oh, no one cares about us anymore. No one watches our show. Oh, we're yesterday's news. And then 1987, Cosby went to number 1. Oh, they were scheduled in the exact same time slot, Thursday at 8. Although Cosby was a half-hour show, but then after that, Family Ties, which was kind of middling, which Tom Selleck was beating in the ratings, but with the lead-in of the Cosby Show, Cosby went to number 1, Family Ties top 10. Magnum PI bounced all the way to 48th place in the ratings in 1987. So, way to go, 1987 America, choosing a rapist over a fine mustachioed fellow such as Tom Selleck. Way to go. I can't even. Number 1, Fun Tom Selleck fact. 3 Men and a Baby, the smash hit movie, was directed by Leonard Nimoy, a.k.a. Spock. That's right, the Star Trek nerd. Directed 3 Men and a Baby, the smash hit movie. Tom said he was lovely to work with, super professional, really good at directing, was just a complete director, had everything figured out before they started shooting, and was just a joy to work with. So that's it. Those are your 7 fun Tom Selleck facts. It's an excellent book. I started reading when he began shooting Magnum, and then the book finishes with the end of Magnum PI, and so I'm waiting for part 2. Okay, give me the behind the scenes of Quigley Down Under. I never watched an episode of Magnum PI. I was a young boy at that time, But of course, I'm aware of it, and I've seen clips here and there 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Wow. But I really enjoyed his book because he just seems like a no nonsense fellow. Really grateful for the life he has. And it was fascinating to read a behind the scenes of just 1980s TV and networks and advertisers and doing press and shooting in Hawaii, being separated from Hollywood, as it were. But I really enjoyed the book. So I suggest you read it or don't. Do whatever you want. So when eating, I begin bringing my bowl up to my chin because I've been dropping food. I've been dropping food on my lap. I've been dropping food on my chest, dropping food on our dining room carpet. And it's just too much now. Carolyn is partly to blame. Okay, she served me peas. She gave me a fork. It was just a recipe for disaster. But I've noticed more and more, I'm tired of dropping things like on my shirt and it's stained. And then I'm like, oh, I got to throw this shirt away. So I've been bringing my bowl up to my chin or my plate up to my face. So I don't look like Frankie eating. I don't have to bend down with my neck like burp, 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 burp. No, I'm up. I'm sitting up. I'm a proper young man. I'm eating in a dignified manner. And I pick up my plate or bowl or plate, bring it right to my mouth. And I think that's how we should be eating. Now, who made dining room tables so low? And by the way, who made kitchen countertops so low? Whenever I chop up an onion, my back starts hurting. Like, who's this for? I'm taller than this. Especially eating. We're not ostriches, okay? I'm not a cat. I'm not a pet. Where my face is in the bowl and I have to bend down and crane my neck. No, no, no. Pick stuff up, bring it right to my mouth. Oh, I'm so demure. I'm so highfalutin. I think all tables and kitchen counters should be at nipple height. If you agree, let me know in the comments section. So, Carolyn's Kia Sorento headlight bulb went out on the left side, front headlight bulb. And I was like, well, I'm going to take a shot at this. Last time her right headlight bulb went out, a year or two ago. I couldn't do it. I watched YouTubes. I bought the right part. But I just couldn't quite twist the stupid bulb. I couldn't get it out of there. So I hired a gentleman, $60 to come here and do it for me. And it took him 5 seconds, but he was a mechanic guy. He knew what he was doing and I didn't. So I was like, and that's about half or a third of the price than it would be if I got it done at Meineke or whatever. So the left headlight bulb, front headlight bulb, bought one from Amazon for $9. They have the extra bright now, and I almost bought it, but then I was like, I hate those a-holes who have super duper bright headlights on the freeway, and it's dark at night. It's like, oh, you're blinding me, you're blinding me. So I just bought the regular stock OEM headlight bulb. And so it was Friday afternoon, and I watched a few YouTubes, and I kind of got familiar with it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this weekend. But Friday afternoon, get home from work, I lifted first because I'm really strong. I lift weights. I go to the gym. And then I just got all this confidence and all this testosterone brewing. So I texted Carolyn. I said, bring me down a flashlight, woman. I'm in the garage. And then she came down. She handed it to me. She wanted to hold it. She said, do you need me to hold this? And I said, no. I'm a man, and I'm about to do this on my own. I don't need no woman. A woman working on a car, am I right? So I lifted her hood. By the way, her hood and my hood it works on hydraulics. Like, you just need to bring it up, because back in the day you had that little stick where you pulled it up and then you stuck it in the hole in the hood and it would hold it in place. But our hoods, which are 14, 15 years old, you just bring it up and it would sit there and it would be fine and dandy. Well, her hood thing doesn't stay up anymore, and of course I didn't know that. So I bring it up and I start looking around. Bam! Hood hit me right in my head. I was like, alrighty, this is a good way to start. So I used my little plastic grabber hand thing that I used to pick up litter in our condo complex. I just stood it upright between the engine and the hood, and that worked fine. Oh, I'm like MacGyver figuring things out over here. So I'm trying to get to it with my right hand, and I'm in front of the light, and I just can't quite get my hand in the right angle. So what had happened was, I go to the right of the car and use my left hand backwards. So the light is behind me, and I use my left hand, and lo and behold, boom goes the dynamite. I got the freaking headlight bulb out. I was like, wow. Behind the back pass like Jason Kidd when he was a Phoenix Sun, am I right? Not when he was a Dallas Maverick or New Jersey Net. We don't like to talk about those times. But yeah, it was all about angles, like Drake says. And I did it, and I was so proud of myself. I bled a little because it's tight down there. There's not much room to groove. And so I nicked one of my fingers, a little bit of blood, but that's fine. So the whole thing cost $9, the price of the headlight bulb. And if I had gone to Meineke or whatever, it'd be $85 on the low end, $150 plus on the high end. I was like, yeah, real man, RM, real man. My next project is to clean the innards of her, going back to her front right freaking headlight. There's all this like matter or crap or mustiness or dust, or just it's just not crystal clear, and it's kind of, it messes up the clarity of the headlight. But I need to take out the headlight completely, and I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know. I'll hop on the YouTubes, see what's crack-a-lacking. Gal in my office. So some people have bowls of candy at their desk, and you walk by, like, oh, here's some M&Ms. Oh, here's the Reese's Pieces. And that's fine, but this one gal, Anna, who I work with, at her desk, she had C's, and she also had Ghirardelli. And I was like, wow, we're really out here, ain't? Oh, you fancy, huh? Sophie's Choice. Ultimately, I went with the C's, because C's is like the Gucci of chocolat. Ghirardelli is good. She's got the caramel, the mint. I think those are super yummy, but C's is the best. But then you have to deal with the plastic container, and other people's fingers have been there, and but I'll grab a piece every once in a while, and then I'll bring home the Ghirardelli for my wife or Luna or Lennox, whoever wants it. I saw Len's friends the other day. I was coming home. They were leaving. They were headed to Target. So saw Len with some of his homeboys, and I was like, hi. And they waved back. They go, hi. And one called me Vincent. He said, hi, Vincent. Oh, yeah, that's right. I hope they know I was headed to the gym. Am I right? The push-up challenge is still going amongst 60% of the alleged participants. If you look at my Google Calendar, it's every single day is 100 PUs, 100 push-ups, for the rest of the year. It's just, and I color-coded it orange. So my Google Calendar is like straight up hecka orange, 100 PUs, 7 days a week, all day, every day. and I do 0 of them. And one Fisher brother missed a day because he was, I'm not sure why he missed a day, but he was like, oh, I missed a day yesterday because whatever reason. And then another Fisher brother hops in and consoles him like, oh, you'll get back at it tomorrow. And me and the other Fisher brother who is not doing 100 push-ups a day, we're just sitting there like, this is fine. I found another subreddit where it's like a community of friends r/Chargers. Now, my Chargers knowledge, my NFL knowledge, my sports knowledge ends in about 1995, but I've been reading there and posting there about like the old school Chargers, like Alfred Popunu and Chris Mims and Stan Humphries, and Ronnie Harmon and Terrell Fletcher. And it's fun. Like there's a lot of dudes like me on r/Chargers chiming in. Like, I remember that guy. Oh, what about this guy? Oh yeah, he was the best. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not like a regular member, but it's nice to just kind of reminisce with some dudes who I do not know. When the last time I went down to see my parents, Grandpa Curtis picked me up at the airport and right away started yapping away about college football. He's really into college football and NFL also. But he's really into college football. I am not into college football. Haven't been for 20-ish years, 25 years. But he picks me up at the airport, starts yapping away about college football, and I'm like, yeah, wow, really, wow, that's crazy. And then after about 15 minutes, he's like, I'm sorry, but I have no one to talk to college football about. I was like, okay, that's fine. But I told him, I was like, dude, hop on Reddit, hop on the subreddit for, his big thing is like the Oregon Ducks because he's from Oregon. So he knows all about the Oregon Ducks football team and they're super successful right now. They're doing really good. So I was like, dude, hop on Reddit. You'll find some friends. You'll find a community. It'll be grand. But he hasn't. But I have. My friends, my online friends are the listeners of the Doughboys podcast. I'm in a Facebook group and I'm in the Reddit group. And like we talk about food. It's the universal language. And I forget what I was talking about, but I was talking about some sort of food, pizza or burgers. I have no idea. And then someone responded with, why are you telling us this? And then my response was, because you're my friends. Okay. Sorry. Skeleton Crew, terrible Star Wars television show. I lasted 6 episodes. Jude Law was a fine addition, I guess, but it's a kiddie show. It stars kiddies. It's for kiddies, and that's fine. But I can't even. And then I tried to watch The Pit after seeing people on TV threads go on and on about it. I lasted about 20 minutes. It's ER, and I don't care for constant chaos and injuries and blood and people suffering ailments. I don't need that in my life. Alrighty, well, I think we're done. Peace out. Take care. Brush your hair. See ya.